now tuned into The Truth with G. Inspire, educate, and uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, and buckle up and enjoy this ride.
The Truth with G. The Truth with G. The Truth with G.
All right. Welcome back to the show. You are listening to The Truth with G, WPMM Internet Radio. I'm your boy, Joe Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. It is Monday, 17th day of the month of July. And I promise you, it seemed like the month of July, day one was yesterday, and we are already on day 17. This thing is just flying by so quickly. But it's Monday. We are back on the grind. If you're anything like me, I wasn't looking forward to Monday because I had to be back to work this morning. And after a few snafus or whatnot, I was able to make it. But I'm here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again right here on WPMM. And we are back to talk about these issues because there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. There's a lot to talk about. And I want you to join in the conversation with me through the chat. I want you to lend me your ear and lend me your opinions, your thoughts. I want you to leave your comments in the chat. And we will read your comment and we will discuss what you want to talk about. But I have a few topics today, but before we get started, we have to take care of the particulars. Again, thank you so very much for joining me here today. And have to thank my listeners first and foremost, because without you guys, there wouldn't be no reason for me to come sit in this seat every day. Mr. Salter, what's going on? My brother, he is listening on Facebook. Again, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. Go ahead and share if you would. So, but again, this show is for you, about you, of you. And again, I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for you. I promise you I wouldn't. We are under Changing Ride Music Group LLC right here at WPMM Internet Radio, where we play more music. We play the best in R&B, jazz, independent soul, hip hop, and old school music. You can go to our website at WPMMradio.com. You can listen from iTunes. You can also tell Alexa to play WPMM. She will oblige as well. You can download the app. We have a free app, WPMM Radio app. You can download the app and take it on any device, tablet, computer, what have you, anywhere you can stream. You can get us. We're also live on Facebook. We're on YouTube and Twitch as well. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to malign with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. That's what I have to say in case anybody tried to sue me or sue WPMM. You can't sue WPMM because they didn't tell me to say anything that I have to say. And if you try to sue me, as I say, you just be practicing. So it goes. 17 cents still in that jelly jar. 17 cents is still there. If you sue and win, that's all I got to give you. 17 cents. But on today, I want to hit a few topics today. One being, I want to talk about the CARLEE situation. If you don't know, this is the young lady that went missing for a couple of days. She was found home. I want to talk about that. There's some interesting things going on with that conversation, if you will, the conversations that have spawned from that situation. I want to talk about that. Also, safety tips for women. I want to give you some, especially the women, want to give them some safety tips on how to protect themselves from the idiots and the lowlifes out there that are looking to do you harm. So we're going to talk about that as well. Also, I kind of touched on it last Thursday. I kind of touched on it, but we need to talk about it. The fear of a Republican takeover in the three branches of government. They already have two of them. We cannot allow them to take all three because we're in trouble. We'll talk about that as well. Also, in that, some things that Trump said, the orange idiot, some things that he said that kind of goes along with that same topic, if you will. We'll talk about that as well. But first and foremost, we need to talk about this heat advisory. The heat advisory that's going on, not just in the state of Florida and surrounding areas, but across the nation. Seems like most of the nation is under a heat advisory. Record temperatures. I think I seen a temperature of 126 degrees in somewhere Phoenix, somewhere out there in Arizona. And this is a direct effect of global warming, if you will. And nobody can tell me any different. But if you listen to a Republican, they'll give you every reason except for the actual reasons for this type of weather that we're having. And it's scary. It's scary as far as the temperatures that we're having, because we are here on the Gulf Coast. We're in Pensacola, Florida, where we broadcast from WPMM. We're in Pensacola, Florida. And in Pensacola, well, in the state of Florida, we are right here on the Gulf, as well as a portion of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. We all border, we're border the Gulf, if you will. Down toward Miami, down toward the Keys, the waters are already 95 degrees. They're reaching temperatures of 95 degrees. And reason why that's significant, why it's important, is because with temperatures, with the waters being that warm, and the tropics are going to become active, warm water is one of the driving forces for strong hurricanes. So that's why, with this whole global warming situation, with these temperatures being what they are, that's why we need to, pay attention to what's going on in society, in the world, and in our politics, because we have dumbasses on the right that don't believe in science. They don't believe in science. And global warming is a real situation. And it has been directly attributed to the emissions. That's why, one of the things that President Obama did when he was in office is that he, there was certain regulations and restrictions that were put on emissions from these companies that make products, and they put all this pollution in the air. There were restrictions put on that. Lo and behold, the orange idiot comes up behind my president, and he reverses all these emissions. Most of it was done by executive order, because when Obama was in office, he couldn't get anything done because you had a Republican Senate or a Republican House, and they fought him tooth and nail on everything that he had to do. So he had to do a lot of things under executive order. But anyway, the orange idiot came in office and reversed all those regulations, and as far as emission transmission out into our air. And now we're back in a situation where all those pollutants is getting in our atmosphere, and is creating holes in the atmosphere, which creates the global warming syndrome, if you will. So, but anyway, if you just look at the news today, if you just look at the news and you look at what's going on in California with the fires, if you look at what's going on in the Midwest and in the West with the heat, you look at all the storms, all the tornadoes that's going by. You look in Pennsylvania right now. Pennsylvania is being pelted with rains that will not stop. People are dying. People are getting caught in floods, what have you. We didn't have this type of weather just a few short years ago. We didn't have this type of weather, this type of occurrences so frequently. And now it's every day that we have a weather occurrence. We have earthquakes going on in Canada. We have wildfires in Canada as well. All this stuff is going on, and it's due to global warming, because dumbasses on the right don't want to believe in science. So, but with this heat, we need to look out for our elderly people. Make sure that we're checking on your elderly, particularly if they are living in homes that don't have central air or have AC units in their windows. You got to go check on them. You got to go check on them and make sure that they are cool. Make sure that they have enough water. Make sure they're hydrated. If it's possible, if you go walk in the house and it's 95 degrees inside the house, if you can get those people out of that house and into somewhere where it's going to be cool, some air conditioning, do what you can, if you will, because this heat ain't no joke. Normally, people in Florida handle the heat very well, but you have other places that when they get above 100 degrees, they panic and they don't know what to do. And, people end up losing their lives. So we don't want that to happen. So look out for your people. Definitely look out for your people. But once again, let's, one more thing before I jump on into the show. Again, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. Go ahead and share if you would, please. Also coming up pretty fast. July 30th is the anniversary of The Truth with G, the internet radio show on WPMM. Be 3 years on the 30th. Excuse me. And we're not really celebrating 3 years, but we're doing good things for other people. I don't want to make it about me. I want to make it about other people. I want to look out for our homeless community this anniversary. And I am taking donations. I'm taking donations, collecting donations from individuals who wish to help in my endeavor to help the homeless. And just put it out there, what I'm planning to do is in the donations that I receive, monetary donations, even if they're items, if you will, what I want to do is pack these items up. I got to check on some people that's supposed to be getting me some bags, some drawstring bags or some type of bags to put the item in. A couple of people reached out to me. I'm looking to hear back from them. If you're listening to this show tonight, please reach out to me and let me know if you have come up with something, or so that I can know what I need to do in that aspect. But anyway, what I want to do is buy toiletry items, personal items, snacks, what have you, and bag them all up, individual bags, and then I want to go out in the community myself, personally. Again, I'm not recruiting anybody to do this for me. I want to do it by myself. Well, not necessarily by myself, but I want to make sure that everything that is received through donations, I want to make sure that everything is getting into the hands of those who need it. Not saying that I don't trust anybody, without saying I don't trust anybody. But I don't want to give to a charity and expect them to do what I would do. I don't want to give to an organization and expect them to do what I want them to do. I want to do it myself to make sure that it is done in the way and in the order in which I want it to go. Which means I want to make sure that everything donated for the homeless gets into the hands of the homeless. I have talked to my brother Caleb Houston about helping me locate a homeless community. He is a advocate of the homeless right here in Pensacola, Florida, and he knows the ins and outs. So I have solicited his help in locating people, the homeless camps, the shelters, things of that nature. He's going to direct me where to go. And again, I'm doing these bags, toiletries, personal items, snacks, whatnot, water, and I'm passing them out to our homeless community. And I'm taking donations up to the 29th. I'm taking up to July 29th. And that'll be the last day I take donations for this particular endeavor. And then the weekend of August 5th is the weekend that I plan to get out and hit the streets and get these items to our homeless. So that is the plan as it stands right now. Again, I'm not soliciting any help from anyone. I'm just soliciting your generosity, if you will, and monetary, or if you want to donate toiletry items and things of that nature, what have you, accept that as well. $GRAH67 is the Cash App in which I'm taking donations. I had a couple people ask me about cash donations. Other than seeing people personally, I have not found a way to do cash donations, if you will. You know, if you see me personally and you want to give cash, that is fine. But I'm not really out and about too much as far as the public, if you will. But before I'll figure out something to do cash donations. I just want to make sure I keep record of everything and make sure everything is done in order. But cash donations, again, if you see me out and about, one place, shout out to Mr. John McCorvey. Shout out to Mr. John McCorvey. He has, if you don't know who John McCorvey is, he is the owner of Caskin Flights. He is the owner of Caskin Flights. I will be at Caskin Flights on this Wednesday night. I will be there. I will be taking donations Wednesday night at Caskin Flights between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. So anybody that comes in on Wednesday night Caskin Flights, that's one way you can give cash donations. But Mr. McCorvey, he has allowed me to do this in his establishment. He has also stated that he will match up to $100 of any of the donations that are given. So Wednesday night, Caskin Flights, Brother John McCorvey, the owner there, come by and holler at me, if you will. I'll be there from 7 till 11 on Wednesday night. Also, I'll be there Thursday night for a men's, I guess it's a forum. I'm waiting on the information. I'm not going to say much about that, but I'll be participating in a forum on Thursday night at Caskin Flights. But I'll table that and won't say much about that until I get more information from the host of that event. But I'll be on a panel. On Thursday night at Caskin Flights as well. So stay tuned for more information on that. I'll be posting that on my Facebook. So now let's move on. Again, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. Again, that for the homeless donations, to the Cash App is $GRAH67. $GRAH67 is where you can donate. And again, cash donations, I'll be at Caskin Flights Wednesday night, downtown Pensacola. And you can stop by there and drop off donations as well. So, but tonight, CARLEE Russell. Let's talk about this CARLEE Russell situation here for a moment. CARLEE Russell is the young lady that over the weekend came up missing. I think it was Saturday night. She came up missing after she had stopped to assist a toddler that she saw on the side of the road. She stopped her car. She put her flashers on. She stopped the car. She got out the car and she approached the toddler. She called 911. Told 911 where she was. Then she got off the phone with 911, called her sister. And as she was talking to her sister heard a scream. And that was it. 2 days later, she showed back up at home on foot. And we are thankful that she showed up safe and alive. I'm not going to say she was unharmed because she was taken to the hospital. We don't know exactly what her condition was, but I can tell you that she was released from the hospital. So the latest update, and I pulled this from a local station there in Alabama, and I'm going to read what they are reporting, just so I can, make sure I get the reporting correct. It says Hooper, Alabama police are combining through numerous pieces of evidence in the disappearance of Carla Nichols after she returned home alive and safe Saturday night at 10:44 p.m. Saturday, police say she received a call that on Saturday, police say they received a call that also had returned home on foot, where she was walking when she was found. Good evening, Ms. Rivers. Good to see you. Good to see you on here. Once again, if you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share. Reading on the CARLEE Russell story here, police responded to the scene to investigate Hoover, and Hoover fire and medics responded to the scene to access and transport Russell to UAB hospital for evaluation. Police were then able to obtain a statement from CARLEE at both her home and the hospital, the details of which have not been released. I'll say that again. Details have not been released. I'm going to tell you why I repeated that here in just a moment. Officials say that while it may be a tedious process, it's very important for each piece of evidence and is thoroughly evaluated in order to better reconstruct the chain of events. Talitha Russell, CARLEE Russell's mother, posted on Facebook Saturday morning, God is faithful and he has answered their prayers. The family is asking for privacy and plans to speak in the near future, according to the Post. On Thursday night around 9:34, Hoover received a 911 call stating that Russell saw a male toddler in a diaper on the interstate near the John Hopkins Parkway exit. Police said Russell was the only caller to report the toddler along the interstate Thursday night. She was on her way home from her job at Westside Day Spa, and the Summit stopped to get food from Colonnade, and then was about 10 minutes from her house, according to her parent. Police stopped to check on the child. The child called check on the child and called a family member, according to police. Told the family, the investigators, that they lost contact with her, but the phone remained open. When police arrived, they found CARLEE Russell's car and belongings, but no signs of her or the toddler. Police have not been able to locate anyone with CARLEE Russell from the time she left to pick up the food to the time she made the 911 call. The family gathered for a search for CARLEE Russell that Friday morning, and so on and so forth. However, CARLEE Russell ended up showing back up. Mr. Salter, I apologize, I was reading a comment. Mr. Salter says, so do we know anything other than she showed back up? Well, according to reports, we know she showed back up. She showed back up on foot. She wasn't in a vehicle. She showed back up walking. She returned to her parents' home where she was currently living. Police were called. The ambulance was called. She was taken to the hospital. She was treated at the hospital on Saturday night. She was released Sunday evening from the hospital. No reports of what her condition is or was at the time. No word on her condition after she was released. Again, the police department. Here's the thing. This is an active investigation. The police have information based on the evidence that they have collected, but it's an active investigation. And I'm gonna tell you why this story is kind of pissing me off, if you will. But anytime you have an active investigation, I'm not a police officer, but I did watch a few TV shows. What's going on, Mr. Adams? Good to see you on. Anytime the police have an active investigation, anytime the police are investigating a crime that has taken place, the police department are not going to put the information out there in the news, all the information in regards to their investigation. The reason why they're not going to put all the information out there is because they are trying to catch a person who has committed a crime. If they put too much information out there, they can tip off the perpetrator, and the perpetrator know what they're doing and know who they're looking for, and this, that, and other, and can elude. So that the police officers have, the police department has collected evidence from the scene. They have collected statements from the victim. They have collected statements from the people who was in contact with her, information from the sister who they called. I actually personally heard the audio recording from the police. Mr. Adams said it exactly right. It will take the investigation to put that information out there. I actually heard the audio from the 911 or the communications between dispatchers and emergency personnel, being police officers, fire department, things of that nature, in regards to when she showed up. I personally heard the audio recording of that. But the police are not going to go on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC. They're not going to go on there and give out information on an active investigation when they have a suspect that is still at large. They will give out enough information, as much as they can, but they're not going to give you specifics. Now, here's what's pissing me off in this situation. I haven't heard all the evidence, or I don't know all the evidence again, because I'm only privy to what is being put out there. But what kind of bothers me, what pisses me off, is that a young lady was allegedly abducted. This young lady disappeared for 2 days. She was on her way home from work. She had stopped to get food for her and her mother. And it bothers me that we have people that say that this young lady, without having any evidence to bag anything up, without having any they're saying, oh, she did this for attention. They're saying that she did it for attention. That's a hell of a way to get attention. For you to leave your job, go get food, to return home to your mother who's waiting on you with food, so that y'all can eat after a long day's work. For you to pull on the side of the road. There's video of her pulling on the side of the road with her flashers on. There's video of that when she pulled on the side of the road with her flashers on. There's the 911 call that she called 911 and said there was a toddler. There's the sister that says the sister called her, that she called her sister after the fact, after calling 911 to tell the sister about the situation. And then the sister heard her scream. That's an elaborate ass plan to go through for some attention. But we got people saying that this young lady did this for attention. Mr. John Adams said, with so many black sisters coming up missing, I'm just glad she's home and safe. Mr. Salter said I'm with John. Uh, you said where did you hear that? What exactly what you're making mention to, Mr. Adams? You asked me where did I hear that? But anyway, are you alluding to the 911 call? Let me know what you're alluding to. But for someone to go through all that for some attention and then disappear for 2 days for some attention, and her vehicle was still there on the side of the road. Oh, Mr. John, I promise you, I've seen social media has been, a lot of people on social media has been tearing this young lady apart. Saying that she is, they told she made it up, something fishy or something ain't right about it. So, it don't sound right. I done seen it. I done seen so many comments, negative comments in this situation through social media. But her car was on the side of the road. The car was still running. Her keys were still in the vehicle. The car was running. The door was still open in the car. They found her cell phone and personal items, and the young lady, she had a wig on. She wore a wig. They found her cell phone and her wig near where her vehicle was found. Now, one thing I know about black women, they're not going to purposely leave their wig anywhere. And I'm not saying that to be funny. They're not going to leave their cell phone anywhere. And they're not going to leave a Mercedes-Benz. My understanding that the young lady was driving a Mercedes-Benz. They're not going to leave a Mercedes-Benz on the side of the road running just for some attention. So we don't know exactly what the situation is. All we can go on what's reported, and I try to get to the information, the most accurate information in my investigation into this. I try to get the most accurate information to pass on to you guys, because I don't want to pass any information on that I can't say is not credible. I have to live up to the name of this show. The name of this show is The Truth with G, so I have to give it to you the way it is. As far as my opinion, I just can't see a woman going through all that, a black woman at that. I mean, it's not like, it's not like in the movies where, her parents were billionaires and somebody, the movie Taken. I haven't really seen the movie Taken, but it's 3 or 4. I've had somebody get taken that many times. I don't know, but and Mr. John says what you would call Juicy Smollett, trying to compare to Justice Smollett type situation. Justice Smollett situation was just dumb. I mean, that was just dumb. But anyway, we ain't gonna get on here. We're talking about Miss Russell right now. But you're not gonna go through all that for some attention. This woman was a working woman. She was confident was in herself. She was just on her way home and stopped to try to help someone that she saw, and she was abducted. Again, car still running, cell phone, wig, personal items found near the car. Her sister heard her scream when she was talking to her. Now, if she put all this together, I'm going to give her the Academy Award. But I just don't see anybody going through all that for attention. Leave her car? Really? I know how black women about their wigs and their hair, whatever. You know, have you seen the pictures of the young lady with her hair? All the pictures that came out initially about her, she had hair, and it looks like she spent a lot of money getting her hair done. She look like she spent a lot of money on her wig. She don't look like she wear cheap wigs. And to leave that on the side of the road with her phone, really? And you people, we have those naysayers out there, those people who want to just drum up confusion for no reason, to say this woman made this up. Something's fishy about it. Yeah, something fishy about it. You know, she shouldn't have disappeared. We shouldn't be living in a society where our women are disappearing. And what that does is every comment, where if you're making these comments before any evidence come out to say otherwise. Now, if the evidence come out and it says that this was a plot that was orchestrated by this young lady and she did this for this reason, you know, if it comes out to where all that's true, then make all your comments. But for right now, that family was in turmoil. That young lady was allegedly in turmoil, in a bad situation, in a dire situation. She got out of it. She got back home. She made it home safe. We should applaud that instead of throwing salt on this young lady and saying that she lying about this and she made this up and she, you know, this fishy about this. We should be applauding the return of this young lady, because there's so many out there who did not return. And people probably thought the same thing about those who didn't return. And when you think something is something fishy about something, you tend not to look for them. You tend to just let them go about their business and do what they do when they need help. Now, if it was your loved one, if it was your sister, your wife, your daughter, your mother that came up missing, you would be highly pissed. And I'm talking to the people that the naysayers. You would be highly pissed if somebody came to you and say, "Oh, your mama just lying. She ain't nobody take her." You'll be ready to fight. So don't throw salt on this young lady. Like I said, if the evidence come out is something different, then. But as it stands right now, all we know is this lady was abducted. She disappeared for 2 days. She made her way back home. I also seen a report, and I can't verify this report, where a family member has made a statement that this young lady fought for her life. Exactly. Mr. John said, I'll go to jail and wind up dead like Sandra Bland did. So we as a society, and I'm gonna call out black folks, we as black folks, we got to do better with our own people. We got to do better. We are so quick to criticize. We are so quick to throw salt. We are so quick to cast doubt. And when it comes to our young ladies, when a young lady tells us that they've been abused, that they've been abducted, they've been sexually abused, sexually assaulted, things of that nature, we need to believe them. Because it's so many women in our society today, women that you know, women that you probably talk to every single day, that has been abused, that have never said a word. And you know why she never said a word? Is because she didn't think she was going to be believed. Or she didn't want to go through the scrutiny of people cross-examining her when she's telling someone that she's been abused, she's been beaten, she's been raped, she's been violated. They don't want to go through the scrutiny of those naysayers who say, "Oh, you're just making this up." One out of about 5 violent crimes against women are never reported. And when I say violent crimes, I'm including sexual crimes as well. Only I take that back. Only 1 in 5 are reported. I misspoke there. Only 1 in 5 are reported. And out of that is less than 5% of those reports that lead to a guilty verdict. And most of the time it don't even make it to a trial. Reason why I don't make it to a trial, because the woman is ridiculed and persecuted so bad to where they eventually say, I don't even want to do this. It's not worth it. So we got to do better. We have to do better for our women. We have to take steps to protect our women. We have to believe our young women and our ladies and young women and these young children when they say that they have been abused. We have to stop making excuses for the abusers. Ladies, we have to stop returning to our abusers. When somebody put their hands on you, whether it's a boyfriend, a husband, a friend, a co-worker, what have you, if they put their hands on it, you have to take action. Because if not, and I understand the fear, and I understand the all the aspects that goes into reporting something like this. I can understand. I can't sympathize, but I can empathize with it. Because I wouldn't want to go through all that. But in order to get it cleaned up to where we can get the people who don't need to be around you, get them off the streets and get them from around you and anybody else, you have to speak up. And for all those that they are talking to for our law enforcement is real bad. I'm not saying all police officers are assholes, but we have too many assholes on the police department and on the sheriff department. The police department, if a woman report a crime, a sexual crime or a violent crime or whatever against them, oftentimes that police officer that respond to that scene is the asshole who makes that woman say, no, I don't even want to go through this, because that's the one, oftentimes it's the one who's going to ask a bunch of dumbass questions, who's going to make up scenarios and try to put that woman as the person in the wrong. And they don't even want to follow through with it after that. I'm not saying all cops are that way, but we have a lot of cops out there that are that way. So we have to do better. But Miss Carlee Russell, her situation, I was just irritated from the responses that I was seeing, from the negative feedback that I was seeing. You know, I seen a lot of stuff in her support, a lot of prayers, but some of these people some of the same people that when she was missing, they were sending thoughts and prayers, and as soon as she showed up, they throwing salt on her. So your prayers were not, they weren't valid prayers. They weren't sincere prayers. What you mad about? Why are you mad because this woman showed up and she's still alive? Why are you mad? Did you want her to die? Did you want the story to be a black lady found mutilated, raped, beaten, buried in a shallow grave? Is that what you wanted to hear? Why are you mad because this lady survived? I'm trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand. But if it was your loved one, if it was your mother, your sister, your daughter, your wife, you wouldn't be that way. You'll be totally different. But because it happened to somebody else, you want to throw salt. And that's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. And I'm just looking out for the ladies. I'm looking out for the ladies. We have to be more vigilant when it comes to protecting our female members of the society. And I know I'm fussing, and I don't went way over this particular topic, and I promise you I was planning on spending about 5 to 7 minutes on this topic, but it's y'all know how I get when I get irritated. So, but anyway, Miss CARLEE Russell returned home safely. She was taken to the hospital. She was released from the hospital. The investigation is ongoing. As it stands right now, we should be looking at it like as if the fact of the matter is there's a person out there that abducted a young lady, probably set a trap for her with this toddler being out on the side of the road. And that's what we need to go on right now. If it turns out to be something different, let's deal with it then. But let's as it stands right now, let's give this young lady some credibility. Let's give this lady some dignity. Let's give this woman prayers that she's not permanently scarred, which I can't imagine getting over something like that. But hopefully she is mentally tough enough to get over this and get through this and get past this and can live a fear-free life beyond this. But ladies, protect yourself. Protect yourself. I did do a live on the other night. I forget what night it was. Saturday night, it might have been. I went on Facebook Live and I did a live on how ladies can kind of protect themselves or take measures to protect themselves. And I go over some of the stuff really quick that I put out there on with my live. If you want to see the whole thing, go to my Facebook page and go back to, I think it was Saturday date, whatever date it was, that date that was, and watch my live. But a couple things. Your car break down. You're on the road, the car break down. Stay in your vehicle as long as you got air conditioning. Keep your windows up. Call 911. Call a tow truck to come get you. You can't go out there and expect someone. Unfortunately, you can't expect someone to sincerely stop and help you nowadays. It's sad because if I see a woman on the side of the road broke down or whatever the case may be, I'm more likely to stop and help. But I know that young lady may look at me like, is this guy really here to help me or is he here to hurt me? Because that's the society that we live in nowadays. That's the stigma that these ladies have to deal with. But if your car break down, keep your windows up, stay in your vehicle. If it's still running, call 911, call tow truck to come get you, to get you and moved into a safe place. Call a family member, call a friend, let them know where you are and what your situation is. If you go out, I'm sorry, I may have lost something on Facebook. Hopefully I'm still on Facebook. But at night, do not go out to your ATM machines at night. Do not go out and pump gas at night. If you do go pump gas, and even in the daytime, once you pull up to the pump, once you get out your vehicle, right, take your keys with you, lock your door while you're pumping gas. Pump your gas, unlock your door, get back in your vehicle, go. Try to pay at the pump if you can, instead of walking inside. If you do walk inside, again, lock your door, because people have the tendency to pull up at the gas station, get out their cars, you close the door, go inside, leave the door unlocked, leave the purse laying on the seat, what have you, whatever, and that's setting you up to be robbed, for someone to go in your vehicle. when you pumping the gas, the reason why you need to lock your door while you pumping gas is because they will stake out. They will park next to you at the pump next to you. When you get out your vehicle to pump gas and your car is still unlocked, they will go in the opposite door of where you pumping your gas. If your gas tank is on the right side of the driver's side, they will go in the door on the passenger side and take your items out of your vehicle. If your gas tank is on the passenger side and you leave your doors unlocked and you leave your car running and your keys in your vehicle, they will get in your car and take off with your car. Or just go in there and steal your items out of your vehicle. Don't pump gas. Don't go stop at night and pump gas, especially if you're by yourself. Don't go to the ATM by yourself. If you come out in the parking lot and you see there's money on your under your windshield wipers or whatever your case may be, don't touch that. Don't touch it. It's schemes out there where people are lacing money with drugs, with poisons. And once you pull that money out from under that windshield wiper, and those drugs get into the pores of your skin, of your hand from you touching that money, it can render you to where you're not able to react. And once you get to the point where you can't react, if you're driving, you're going to pull over because you're going to start feeling bad. You're going to pull over and stop, and somebody's following you. And they got you. If you see that type of activity on your windshield, I would suggest that you drive to your local police department, sheriff department, report that. Let them handle that situation, because nobody's just going to walk up to you and put money on your windshield without ulterior motive. If you find items on your door, don't touch them. Drive to the police department, have them check it out. If you get in your vehicle and you go to bag up or pull forward and you hear a pop, keep going. Don't stop and get out your car and look under your tires to see if a tire has blown or whatever. 9 times out of 10, your tire has not blown. They have put something under your tire to where when you do back up out of that parking spot, it'll make you think that your tire blew or whatever and you get out of your car, you leave your keys in your car, you leave the car running, you get out of the car to look around your car, and as soon as you do that, they run and get in your car and take your car. Also, Mr. John said also more of us carrying guns now, those can get stolen. Right, you want to lock that car because, again, these guns are on the street. A lot of them are coming from stolen out of vehicles. Where either people leave their vehicle unlocked, or they breaking in vehicles and their firearm is still in the vehicle. And that's where a lot of these guns coming from that are on the streets nowadays. Use the buddy system whenever you can, ladies. I know you like to go out and be independent, whatever. Use the buddy system. Try not to go anywhere by yourself, particularly at night. And with the buddy system, if somebody try to get you, they may get one of you, but they more likely not going to get both of you. That way you got a witness to tell who, when, what, why, and how. You got to protect yourself, ladies. It's dangerous out there. Speaking of guns, Mr. Adams brought up the gun thing. Speaking of guns, it's easier to get guns. It's easier to carry guns right now with the new legislation that took place in the state of Florida. You can conceal carry without a permit. That means you don't have to spend money to get a license to carry in the state of Florida. What I would recommend for every female that's listening, for every female out there, every male, tell every female, what I would suggest is that every female go through the process to purchase a handgun for personal protection. Go through the process of getting trained on how to use that weapon. Now, if you've never fired a gun, if you've never handled a weapon, whatever the case may be, don't just go out there and buy a gun and put it in your purse and think that you're going to be able to use it effectively without any type of training whatsoever. So I would encourage you to get training in regards to this weapon, but I encourage you to carry for your own personal safety. I'm telling y'all now, my wife carries. She's been carrying for quite a while. She is licensed carrier. So don't run up on her, because she gonna shoot you. Don't run up on her. So, you know, we're talking about responsible adults. We're not talking about idiots out there that's carrying guns that, you know, with the intent to do harm or rob people. Not talking about that. We're talking about responsible gun owners that are only carrying for self-protection. And every woman, in my opinion, every woman should be a concealed carrier. Every responsible woman, if you will. So, but that's my spiel, people. It's at the top of the hour already. I didn't even realize that. I spent a whole lot of time on this topic, and it was supposed to be about 7 minutes. But it's important. It's important that we talk about it. It's important that the information gets out there. The rest of this stuff is still going to be around. We can talk about it on Thursday night, which I'll be back on Thursday night, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, right here again on WPMM Internet Radio, Facebook Live. You can catch me on YouTube as well. So let's protect our women. Let's protect our women. Let's protect our children. Let's protect our old people, elderly. Because I'm getting to the point to where I'm getting up in age to where I'm going to need that protection. I'm going to need someone to look out for me. And I would definitely want somebody with some responsibility to look out for me as well. So let's protect each other. Let's look out for each other. This heat advisory is going on. You know, temperatures are hot. You know, make sure you stay hydrated. If you work outside, make sure you drink plenty of water. You stay hydrated. If you feel faint, if you feel dizzy, if you're out in the heat and you find yourself where you just stop sweating, take a break. Stop doing what you're doing. Take a break. Get in a cool place. Get you some cool towels or whatever, wet towels in the shade. Cool yourself off, because you're at risk of heat exhaustion and at risk of heat stroke. If you get to the point to where you're out there in the heat and you just stop sweating, you're not sweating anymore. It's not a good sign. So take care of yourself, people. I want to see you healthy and happy on tomorrow and the next day after that. So take care of yourself, people. But I will be back on Thursday. Wait a minute. I will let you know on Thursday, because I have a panel that I'm sitting on Thursday, and I may or may not do a live show on Thursday. So I will let you guys know within the next day or two if I'll be live on that day. If not, I will probably try to go live at the panel that I'm sitting on, discussing our men issues, if you will. May go live on Thursday night with that. I think that starts 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. So just stay on my Facebook page to see what my schedule is going to be. If I don't see you live on Thursday night, I'll see you on Monday night. But until then, you guys be safe. Y'all be blessed. And I am out of here.